information is free.
The law.
There is hope.
Welcome back to MyNightOut Radio on Rhode Island Free Radio. That song we just heard was Jessica Prouty or 95 High, depending on when it was recorded. Set Me Free. Jessica Prouty Band merged with more people, and now it's 95 High. You figure it out from there. By the way, while we were off taking a break,
we were off.
We were quite off. Sess was giving us interior decorating ideas.
I almost blew coffee out my nose, you putz.
I got to say, this has probably been the most hilarious 45 minutes to an hour I've spent in quite a while, because it doesn't stop when the mics go dead.
It gets worse. It gets so
we
much
can say the
worse.
words you can't say on air. You know, the 7 ones that George Carlin was talking about?
We discuss the topics they won't teach you in preschool.
But, so, if I was a kid,
Yes,
and
Eddie.
I was interested in getting into being a sideshow entertainer, sideshow freak,
Yes, Eddie.
what would you say? If I approached you and said, Sess, teach me. I want to be. What would you tell me? What would advice? Tell
Yes,
the kids
Eddie.
out there.
I'll tell you. Actually, I had someone email me last night that was at the show yesterday at Freak Fest 6, legitimately asking me the same question.
Okay.
That they're from Rhode Island. They're looking to get into the sideshow performing arts. We're asking my advice on the best avenue to take.
Stay in school.
Well, actually, it has a lot to do with schooling, because I always tell people you can go online and look up how to eat fire. And 99.9% of the time, the information that you find on the internet is going to inevitably, at one point or another, kill you. Because the internet is completely full of crap, especially when it comes to performing these dangerous stunts. I saw a video that someone posted on YouTube about how to eat glass. And it made me cringe, because I watched the video. I know how to eat glass. I used to eat glass in my show every night in my show. I did it for years, but I was taught the correct way to do it. And watching this video, I'm thinking, wow, there's a mountain of information that is not being said here, and this idiot doing this obviously doesn't know what they're doing. But too many people are going to the internet to learn how to do these things. So a lot of people are getting hurt, and they're getting misinformation. I would tell you the same as I told this gentleman that emailed me and everyone else I talked to. If you want to become a sideshow performer, learn from somebody who knows what they're doing. Don't go to the internet. Don't trust what you read in a book. Talk with somebody who does it and has been for a very long time, with legitimate mentors before them. I learned from people like Harley Newman, Todd Robbins, Red Stewart, Ward Hall, and these are all sideshow performers and professionals that have been in the business. Some of them, my old boss, Ward Hall, I mean, he's been in the sideshow business for almost 70 years. These are people that know what they're doing. And I tell people, I used to teach, I don't really teach anymore, but I do know 2 great places to learn if you want to. Harley Newman in Pennsylvania runs a course that he calls Oddity U for Oddity University. Okay. And it's a week-long, very intensive course on sideshow arts. Not just eating fire or walking on glass. He runs the gamut. Fire eating, fire breathing, glass walking, bed of nails, straight jacket escapes, all kinds of various escapes, magic. All these things all had a place in the classic 10-1 sideshow. So Harley's week-long course is very intensive. It's worth every penny times 10 from what you pay to learn from him. And this is a guy who's got a great track record historically as a performer. If you can't make it there, in New York, the Coney Island Freak Show, I believe it's once or twice a year, run a class on sideshow performance. And again, it's about a week-long course, and they will teach you all the basics of sideshow performing, presentation, the various stunts, sword swallowing, fire eating, all of that. Again, you have to pay for both of these places, but the information that you learn there, I said, it's worth 10 times more than what you pay. Plus, it's a safe environment to learn with people that know what they're doing.
Oh, it's no different than going to high school shop and your wood shop teacher is the one with 3 fingers, can't pass out the papers because he doesn't have a thumb anymore, and he's the one that you're going to want to talk to about shop safety. He's experienced it. Granted, he may not have the best grasp on it, But he knows what he's talking about.
I get you. Yeah, he would know what's safe and what's not because he's been there. He's done it. He's seen it, and he's lived through it.
Yeah. Well, I'm a firm believer in scars are just bumper stickers to show where you've been in life.
I like that.
Well,
man, then my body's a roadmap of pain.
The two of us. Now, I had actually looked into Coney Island. Then I was informed by my wife that I was not interested in that anymore. So, yeah, I've always been interested. I've watched you and several other people performing, and I did want to get into it. And this is no joke. I broached the subject with my wife, and she used a 4-letter expletive, but no way were the other words.
No, I started with fire eating, like I said earlier, that I learned from that old school fire eater. His name's Mephisto. And then I actually went to the Coney Island Sideshow School. I was one of the people in their very first class that they ever did. And a few years later, they actually called me to come in for an advanced studies weekend to be the teacher to show people how to do the human pincushion act with shoving needles through your body.
Okay.
So I was a student of their very first alumni class, and I was also the first pincushion teacher they ever brought in.
So, what are, or if someone was to look you up and hire you, what are some of the things that they would expect, or would they have to ask for each individual act, or would you just have a set? This is what I do, like it or not.
No, I try very hard to work with customers to what they want. I said earlier I have different presentational styles. I have many different costumes I can wear to go with those different presentations. I try very hard to work with people to accommodate their needs entertainment-wise, because when it really boils down to it, who I am is nothing. What I do is everything, and I'm trying to help this person put on a good event or show or party or whatever. So I'm going to try my hardest to work with them to give them a memorable experience. I've never been really big on the aspect of, hey, look at me, I'm cool. I've always been more about trying to help the overall picture come together as far as events and shows. So I work really hard and close with promoters and bookers and everything to try to just mesh it together into one cohesive experience.
Cool. Well, we're going to take another break here.
Yay.
We're going to